Alright guys, I'm going to show you how to make a jig today. This is the lure I'm going to be making. And these are the other lures that I make, buzzbait and spinnerbait. And I might get onto those in other videos, but for right now in this video I'm going to show you how to make the jig. Alright, let's get started. First thing you're going to need is a jig mold. And this is an Arky jig. And you can see that clearly. And you see I smoked the molds. That helps keep the lead pouring nice and smoothly and helps remove it easily. And you're going to need the hooks for it. And these are, let's see, 3/0 hooks, Eagle Claw 730. And that's the type that this mold takes. And next you're going to want to pour your head. The next few things you're going to need is, well, lead. I believe these are 1 pound bars. And a little pot to melt them in. And I just kind of welded this out of the bottom of a propane tank. Really easy to make. Safety goggles and gloves are recommended too. And a propane torch or whatever other heating device you have. But this is what I found works quickest and easiest. So. And one more thing, when you mess with the lead, anytime you touch it, if you're not going to be touching it again for another half an hour or whatever, just make sure you wash your hands and try not to touch your mouth or anything, because lead is toxic and it's very dangerous to mess with. So that's why gloves are recommended. So even if you do wear gloves, it's a good idea to make sure you still wash your hands. Okay, now you're going to want to take your mold and grab one of your hooks. Go ahead, it's hard to do this looking through the camera. Set it down in your mold. And you're going to need what's called a base pin. And I had to make this since this mold didn't come with it. It's just a little 1/8 inch pin with a little dot of hot glue on the end. And it's made to sit right in this little slot here. Now what you're going to want to do is go ahead and start melting your lead down. Once it's nice and molten, go ahead and pour it in your mold. Try to get this on camera for you. Alright, it should be about cooled off. It doesn't take long to cool off. So go ahead and open it and check it out. Here's one thing I want to show you. I wrapped the back of it with tape to keep it closed while I'm doing this, because I only have 2 hands. So that might help you out in the future. Open it and see what it looks like. There we have it. It turned out nicely. Okay, I moved on over to the desk, and what we're going to want to do is pop this little top piece off right here. It can easily be done with pliers, or if you want to, you could do it by hand. It's not really that hard, like that. And then you do need pliers to take this out. Okay, now that that is removed, you can see the hole for the weed guard. And there's a little bit of a bump right there that we can go ahead and sand down and try to get it smoothed out as much as possible. Okay, here's the step that always gets me. You're going to want to take your powder paint and you're going to want to take your smoothed out jig, and this is the hard part. You're going to want to heat up your head and dip it in the powder paint really quickly and then shake off the excess, and it will make a nice protective coating on there, and also you don't have to touch the lead anymore. So once you do that, you can wash your hands and you'll be safe from that point on. So kind of fluff this up, even it out, and open it. Sorry about that, I had a tough time opening up the container. And go ahead and get that nice and warmed up, but try not to melt it. That's the hard part. You want to try not to deform it in any way. And if it does start to melt, do not let it drip on your hand because it will burn very badly. Once you think you got it hot enough, go ahead and dip it in. See, that's the hard part. I kind of missed some of it, so might have to go back and do it over. So I'll do that real quick. There, I can relax now because the hardest part is over with, and just hang this up on a wire or something for about 30 seconds to a minute to get it a nice hard finish, because it'll still be a little bit soft. The paint will be a little bit soft for a while, so after about 30 seconds it'll be nice and hard and safe to touch. And make sure you poke out that eyelet, because if you don't, it'll be really hard to do, and you have to do it with a drill bit. You can't do it with just a little nail or something, and it's really difficult to do, so make sure you poke that out early. Alright, I have two different colors of weed guards. I have clear, it's kind of got a whitish tone to it, and then I have the black, and I use these for the darker jigs. Now white jigs or anything like that, I'll probably use the white, but any dark colors, go ahead and use the black. I just use a little bit of hot glue to glue in the fiber guard here, so I'll do that real quick. Since I can't do it with one hand, I'll get back to you. Once it's trimmed, it should look like that, and we're ready to add the skirt. Here are the colors I have to select from for my skirt. I believe I'm going to choose one of this, and possibly one of this. That ought to look pretty decent. Here's the finished skirt. I'm going to go ahead and slide that on here. And here is the finished jig. And you could add your own trailers, you could add rattles, or whatever you want. The skirt collar actually has little rings in it to put rattles in them. And it's ready to go, ready to be fished. Alright everybody, thanks for watching.